Welcome to Therapy Through Cards. Welcome to your pick a card reading this evening. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at a secret desire or fantasy of yours that is kind of locked away in your subconscious that you may be aware of or you may not be. This is very intriguing for me. This kind of was a channeled topic from Spirit, which I absolutely adore, so I wanted to do it. So what fantasy is coming true for you guys? Whether you're aware of it or whether you're not, whether you've been daydreaming about this fantasy for a while or a short period of time, or whether you have no clue. Because sometimes with our subconscious, we may not be aware of the things that we're actually unlocking and thinking about and desiring, because there's usually like other distractions in our life, or we're just focused on the physical day-to-day life that we actually don't really realize what's coming up for us from the subconscious. So I really wanted to make this a pick a card and for you guys to maybe become aware if you're not already. Some of you guys may be like super aware of what you're fantasizing about, and you may relate to the messages that Spirit brings forth for you. I'm so excited. I will warn you guys that this is a pick a card reading where I've had a wine. I just cannot eat pasta without wine. And I was planning to do a pick a card reading tonight. So I was like, so what? Let's just see what happens. So I am under the influence of alcohol. If you do not like that, I would advise you not to listen to this pick a card reading. But it will be very interesting because I have not done a pick a card reading under the influence of alcohol. And it would be really interesting and fascinating to see how Spirit works with someone that does have alcohol, you know. So if you don't want to listen to the pick a card reading with someone under the influence of alcohol, I would suggest you to click on another video. But regardless, I definitely feel like Spirit is with me. So guys, we have 4 piles tonight. It's interesting because I'm starting to feel like I want to give messages at nighttime, which never used to be my thing. I always used to kind of feel like I have to do it in the morning or I have to do a pick a card reading through the day. But lately I've been seeming to have more energy at night, which is really interesting. I wonder if that's kind of Spirit's way of telling me, you know, this is the right time. I'm more active with you at nighttime. So we'll see. So guys, we have 4 piles. Enough of me rambling. Choose the pile that you're drawn to because we're going to have a look at your fantasy that's coming true, that you're unlocking. It's so exciting. It's almost like the fantasy that you're manifesting into real life. Oh, there's been so many fantasies of mine that have come true in my life. So I'm so excited to see what yours is. Pick your pile. We got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So choose the pile that you're drawn to. Trust your intuition because that will be the pile with your messages. We're going to start with pile number 1. Okay, welcome pile number 1. Welcome to your amazing reading where we're going to have a look at your fantasy that is coming true in the near future. If you guys don't know how I work, I channel energy. That is my strength. I receive intuitive messages through Oracle, Tarot, and little intuitive messages, which is in this pocket bag. There is an intuitive message. And when I do these readings with pocket bags, the message inside this pocket bag is very important. It is like basically the overall energy, the keyword that just sums up your reading. It's very important, and Spirit will tell me when I need to read this for you. It's really interesting because I'm just channeling right now that Spirit wants me to delay reading this for a while, which is interesting. I've never had that before. It's usually instant or quite near into the reading. It's not like fully at the end. So let's hope that I don't forget, because sometimes I'll get so caught up in channeling in the cards that I forget. But I'm pretty sure I won't because it's something really special. I'm already feeling the energy of this bag. It's almost like it's so special that it needs to be read at the end. Interesting. Okay, so let's shuffle. Let me tap into your energy. Okay, let's see a little bit about this fantasy that's going to come true. How exciting. We'll see what area it is. we'll see exactly a little bit about it. I'll see if I can channel first. So what I'll do is I'll shuffle on camera so you guys can see the cards that come out. And so you guys know that I don't choose the cards for you. It's entirely spirit. That's why I like to do it on camera. If you guys don't like me like shuffling and it takes too much of your time, then I would fast forward to when the cards are laid out, because I know that some people don't like that, but this is just my process. Okay, so let's tap into part number 1, spirit. What is the fantasy that is coming true? Okay, I know this is probably going to be a lot of people's fantasies, but for you, it's in love. Okay, straight away off the bat, love came through. It's interesting because it's probably the one that I don't want to actually kind of channel, but it is, so I will go there. I'll go where spirit wants to go. Oh, you got another one that's popping out. Okay, so what about love, spirit? What is this fantasy? What is it? You know what? You know, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be like a great love of some sort of like artistic gift that you have. It could be a love of some talent. Like, I'm actually tapping into that more than actual love of a person. Straight away. Wow. But I'm not going to rule out love for a person. But instantly my whole body is like, you guys are usually, I'm just kind of feeling like you have a gift. You have a gift for art. There is something that you have, a talent. I'm just trying to make sure that you can see all the cards. So this is definitely my pile that has something pretty remarkable, like a gift, like a prophetic freaking skill or something that not everyone has. So you're definitely my pile that is 1 in a million. I know that's pretty, like that's, I have not said that before. There's something that you have that could definitely make you well known, that could make you famous. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm pretty blunt when I've had wine, so I don't sugarcoat anything, just for your awareness. The energy here is pretty big. Like, if you guys don't know, I'm highly clairsentient, so I feel the energies of the cards. The cards come to life. Your energy is pretty big. It's pretty magnetic. It's pretty like, almost like, oh God, why is that coming to me? It's like, I know this sounds negative, but just trust me. It's almost like a energy of like a nuclear bomb. I know that sounds really awful, but it's just that you have an impact on so many lives all over the world. There's something, guys, I honestly feel like half of you don't even realize it. That's what's coming through, which is really exciting, because maybe the cards are going to kind of reveal exactly this fantasy. Okay, 100% you guys are not aware of this, especially with Scorpio. I try not to look at the cards when I shuffle because it interferes with my channeling, but 100% I can see Scorpio there and I'm like, okay, look at that freaking look. That Scorpio card is like the card that I fear the most. And I don't fear it in a negative way. I fear it in the fact that, okay, there is something extremely powerful that I'm not aware of, that you're not aware of, that is going to come to the surface, preferably at a time that is stressful, that is painful. I know, this is just what I'm channeling instantly right now with the Scorpio here, with this card, even though I haven't got all your cards. So guys, you're going to know a little bit about this fantasy in a time of destruction, in a time of pain, in a time of where you may feel like all is lost, which is really nice because it's kind of giving me this hopeful energy. It's like when you feel like nothing is working, nothing is going your way, where life is just like in ruins, then bang, that is where this gift or this like unbelievable strength comes to your awareness. It's actually amazing, you know. I'm feeling so excited for you guys. I'm getting this like anticipatory kind of feeling where you actually, yeah, it's just, oh, it's so exciting. I'm feeling it all over my body. It just tells me that wine does not interfere with my channeling. you are going to be so grateful when you realize this. If you guys are telling me like, oh, you know, I already know what I'm destined for. I already know that, you know, I had this dream or this picture in my mind or this fantasy, and I'm working on it and I'm working to make it a reality. I am telling you that this thing is something completely out of left field. It's something that's going to take you out of surprise. It may be in addition to your current skill or talent that you think is what you're meant to follow, because this is something that just comes through a time of struggle, through a time of pain, through a time of like, it's almost like a lifeline. It's a lifeline that you do not know. It's interesting because Spirit's kind of telling me it's a dark fantasy. I know that this message, I don't think a lot of people will choose this pile, because this is something that doesn't happen all the time. The energies that I'm getting here is like, seriously, it's gonna, if you take advantage of what's coming through in terms of this fantasy that surfaces to your awareness, it's almost like you may miss the opportunity. You may actually erase this fantasy before it comes through your subconscious, especially with Scorpio. I am telling you, Scorpio energy is transformative. It's destructive. It's honestly, it's extremely, extremely important. And it comes when there is a point in your life that you have to assess and look within yourself and look deep and truthfully. And I don't think a lot of people want to do that. So this is what I mean by whether you want to access this fantasy and bring it to life, you may be too scared to do that. Because I'm telling you, this specific Scorpio card requires you to dig deep and to dig painfully. And I don't think a lot of people are going to want to do that. If you've chosen this pile, there is potential for you to be able to do that, to reach that fantasy that is real. It's almost like Spirit's giving me this image of like a really demented animal, like an animal that does not exist in this lifetime. Like I'm telling you, like an animal that is like actually horrible to look at. Like it's got like 10 heads, or like, it's just horrible. It's probably something out of Harry Potter, like something out of like a movie that is like sci-fi or like fantasy or something. And we're talking about fantasy, which is interesting. That's probably why Spirit gave me that image. But it's horrifying. It's horrifying, like an animal that's almost like would literally give you nightmares. So if you're able to look at yourself and look at the most scariest, darkest parts of yourself, I think if you do, and it's almost like you guys have to have a battle with your like inner demons with the Scorpio. Like you really have to go through this time with battling certain parts of yourself. And if you do so, it's honestly, I want to have a look at a little bit about like the exact fantasy, but it's almost like Spirit's telling me what you need to do in order to unlock it. It's almost like a game where you have to like reach a certain level to be able to unlock a certain part of yourself where this fantasy lies, which I find so intriguing, which is Scorpio energy, right? It's very intriguing, especially this card. Let me show you. I haven't even got all your cards, but look at this. Look at those eyes. Like, honestly, it's like, come find me. Jesus Christ. It's almost like I want to jump in that card and figure it out and unlock it. So definitely this fantasy you're not aware of. Okay, pile number one, but you're strong enough to unlock it, which is very exciting. I will see whether I can unlock parts of it for you. I may not be able to because it's Scorpio energy and a lot of it is like really deep in the subconscious, especially with Scorpio. Another thing is you may be a Scorpio or you may have Scorpio in your chart. Or I'm kind of suggesting that there could be a Scorpio involved. It's interesting because when we have certain fantasies, it's usually about other people, the people in our world, in our physical world, that trigger us, right? That project certain aspects of ourselves, you know. And I kind of feel like there could be a Scorpio in your life that, I know, this is probably not going to sound very nice, but they may have contributed to the pain that you're meant to kind of experience to unlock this part of yourself and the fantasy that you're here to manifest, which is really exciting. Okay, that's just one scenario. Another thing is that you could be a Scorpio, and you're just being called to seriously not avoid or repress any sort of dark emotions or feelings that you feel, okay? Because if you do that, Scorpios can definitely turn, it could just be very destructive for a Scorpio, all right? If you do not address your emotions, it's honestly like this fantasy that's meant to surface for you guys, it's meant to manifest, that is meant to be amazing, that's meant to be 1 in a million, you may miss it because it's too much for you or you're just not ready, okay? Let's just read what it says. It says the energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive, which makes me feel that it could stay a secret. It could stay unknown. But if you're willing, okay, if you're willing to do the work, I think this is going to take a lot of work in order for you to uncover this fantasy and make it a reality. It will. It's interesting because the energy is, it's like once you kind of dig deep and you do the inner work, it will come like that. I feel like the fantasy will manifest really, really quickly once you go into yourself and you dig deep, deep, deep. Like Scorpio is a deep energy. Like honestly, Scorpios hate shallowness, hate serviceness, fakeness. They're all about the raw truth, and they're all about feeling that you're able to be vulnerable with them. So you'll have to be vulnerable. I'm telling you, I'm kind of giving you keys in order how to unlock this fantasy. But let's keep going because I'm rambling on. I'm going to give you another astrology card because I'm so interested. I think the astrology cards are really proving to be very beneficial for you. Let's get you a house. Now I'm going to get your tarot. Okay, so if you guys don't know, I don't choose the cards specifically. I intuitively pick the decks, which makes it even more exciting. So, oh my God, I dropped those cards. I am so excited to see what your fantasy is that you're unlocking. All right, let's keep going. I actually don't have a variety of cards for you, but look at that. We do have a lot. Look how bright they are. I'm going to get you one more. I will always get you more cards if I feel called to. I am the person that's like, more cards, the better. Okay, let's have a look at your fantasy that you are making true if you decide to do the deep work. Okay, so I would say if you guys are in pain right now, it's interesting. I'm kind of getting that it's going to happen soon. It's not something that you're already going through. Okay, this is very nice because if you guys go through a painful experience or situation or something that really just affects you deeply, know that this is the key in order to unlock this fantasy that's meant to be unlocked, okay? And this is a positive fantasy. I am not going to say that it's negative because this is something that is big for you guys. So let's turn over your cards. Let's kind of see a little bit. We'll see whether Spirit wants to unlock it. Wow. Oh my goodness. Spiritual power. I'm not surprised with Scorpio. So your spiritual power, your spiritual awareness is going to increase dramatically. I think you're going to understand it's kind of giving me this feeling of like, remember how I was going back to the nuclear bomb? Like your influence is going to dramatically change people's lives. That's what I'm feeling here with the spiritual power. Archangel Metatron. Also, your intuition is going to far out amplify dramatically. If you guys don't know that you have spiritual gifts, or if you're unaware of them, that's definitely coming to the surface. It's part of your fantasy. Maybe you're a spiritual goddess. Maybe you're a spiritual healer. Maybe you're a spiritual witch. There is something very witchy going on here, especially with Scorpio. Oh my God. Let's have a look at your archetype, the Queen. Oh my God. Fuck. Excuse me. I swore in your reading. I never swear, but the Queen. Okay, so you're going to be, honestly, I feel like an authority figure. I feel like people are going to want to bow down to you. I honestly feel next to Archangel Metatron, there is something that you possess. And this is so interesting, guys. I'm honestly feeling that it may be a spiritual gift that you're not aware of yet. Okay, so we're talking about your freaking fantasy that you're bringing into life. It's interesting how I did get love. But I'm also feeling like, because we haven't looked at your other cards yet, I will turn them over. But this is something that you're obsessive over. This could be some sort of obsessive practice in terms of spirituality that you have developed, that you have figured out. Maybe there is some sort of spiritual gift that you have that then you start to become very obsessive over. And then you start to work on it and build on it and become an authority with the Queen. The Queen is someone that is royal, someone that has authority, power, status. It's just the Queen, right? Royalty to people. People look at you and they're like, wow. That's the vibe I'm getting. Let's keep going because there's so much. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. So Ace of Pentacles is about material wealth. It's about money as well. It's about new beginnings. Next is spiritual power. You could actually make money off your spiritual powers, your intuitive gifts. Like, you could be very seductive. You could, like, honestly, I'm telling you, like, hypnotic, get people to literally, like, especially with Scorpios. Scorpios are very hypnotizing. So you could hypnotize people. I don't think you would do it in a way that is, like, negative. But you may just have that energy. You may just have that, like, kind of aura. Honestly, without even trying. You don't even have to try if you're a Scorpio. You're automatically hypnotizing, okay? Face your shadow. What was I saying? At the beginning? You'll have to dig deep. You'll have to face your shadow side in order to unlock this fantasy. Maybe some of you guys desire to be the best at a specific spiritual practice. That could definitely be the case with the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles tells me that you can make money, right? You can make money. Opportunities are flying in for you. So maybe you guys desire wealth, desire a spiritual career. Let's keep going. Keep your commitments. Interesting. Okay. You'll have to work hard for this. I'm not lying. Okay. But I almost get the vibe, like, I'm channeling this, that you guys are going to be workaholics. Like, money is something that you desire. Oh my God. I'm not even, like, seeing that many money cards, but I'm channeling it. I am telling you, you have so much power and so much influence to even help other people make money. Guys, like, I'm not, like, you're going to make a lot of money already, just, like, by your aura, by your ability to go within and heal yourself, face your shadow, and do the inner hard work that a lot of people don't do. Scorpio with the Queen is probably one of my most favorite combinations, even though I'm like, I don't kind of, like, look at my cards in my readings and be like, oh, that's good. But instantly with these two cards, I know that you're going to be in demand. So your fantasy may be that you have a lot of status and a lot of power and a lot of spiritual influence. I'm almost kind of sensing, as I, like, channel into this energy, that you guys may actually be a little bit shy. You may be a little bit, like, haven't fully stepped into your power. But once you face your shadow, once you go through pain, I'm almost feeling that you may need to go through a lot of different painful experiences before you awaken your shadow, before you realize that there are things that you need to deal with in yourself that are uncomfortable. Once you do that, then, oh my God, you'll be able to do that for a lot of people worldwide, especially with the snake here. Like, you're holding the snake like it's no big deal. Like, this is amazing. Let's have a look at this card. Stagnation, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Yes. So I am here to tell you exactly how to unlock your fantasy. Your fantasy is something that is esoteric, right? It's nothing kind of, I mean, it's going to become material in the sense that you have something to offer people to help them heal or to help them understand themselves on a deeper level. But it's mainly your interest in, oh my God. Sorry guys, I go off track when I see things. That's a snake there as well. You've got 2 snakes. Big transformative energy. So, oh wow, you guys are not going to be like who you are right now. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, what was I lost my track. So, stagnation, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You are going to know that you're closer to living your fantasy of being a spiritual healer or spiritual influencer in some way when you have a lot of steps back, when you feel like you're stuck. I know it sounds like counterintuitive. You're like, oh, but that's like not a sign of progressing. It's not a sign of moving forward. But for you guys, it's almost like I'm getting this vision of a slingshot. When you pull the sling further and further and further and back, that is more benefit to you, more power to you. Because once you let go, holy moly, it's almost like, oh my God, the sky's the limit. That's the vibe I'm getting, okay? So do not worry if you're stuck, if you're facing challenges, if you feel stuck. Like, that is something that you're going to have to really, really enjoy. It's almost like you need to enjoy and you need to see how it's affecting you. Because with the Scorpio, they're very aware of themselves, okay? They're very aware of their environment. They're very aware of how people affect them. All right, let's keep going. The Artist. I'm not surprised. It's Page of Cups. Beautiful. And then we've got the Artist. What else do we have? I'm feeling clear seeing, intention, perspective. It's kind of like the similar colors. I usually do number sequences, but we don't have many numbers on the cards that I picked today. That's okay. So, some of you guys may dream of being an artist. All right. You may be an artist already. I am sensing some of you guys are already part of your fantasy. But it's almost like a artist in the sense that you impact on people. It's almost like with your art, it's not art that you just look at and you're like, oh, that looks nice, that looks beautiful, let's just have a look at what brush strokes that is or what type of colors. This is art that seriously makes people jump out of their skin. Okay? Whether that's spiritual or whether that is just some sort of artistic medium, okay? But you're definitely talented in some art. I did get drama. Drama came to my mind. Also with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful angel, Horus, clear seeing, intention, perspective. So the way that you see things instantly is part of your fantasy, okay? So you see things differently. Like I said at the beginning, you're 1 in a million, all right? You have this specific way of seeing things, or there's just something that shifts within your mind the closer that you get to your shadow. Because can you see that we have face your shadow and clear seeing? So once you face your shadow, there are things that come to your mind. Your perspective's going to change. You may start to see things about yourself in the world. All right, that really, really, honestly, oh my God, like you are going to be, honestly, people are going to bow down to you. I don't know why I keep thinking that. I keep feeling that. Like, look at this lady. She's literally bending down to fill her cup up. It's interesting because, like, I'm honestly feeling like this page is a person. You reinvigorate people, especially with the Page of Cups with Archangel Metatron. Right? Let's keep going. Prostitute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Power of your spirit. Oh God, you have so much power. Power number 1. Keyword of your reading is power. Your fantasy is about having a lot of money. What was I saying? Prostitute with the Ace of Pentacles. What is she seriously bathing herself in? Cash, money. So your fantasy deep down is to have a lot of power, status, and influence, right? But you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to do, like, honestly, you're going to have to do really deep inner shadow work. Okay? Like, get to know yourself. Maybe you're going to be able to get to know yourself through art. Because with the artist, it's like, okay, like, unlock your emotions, unlock your subconscious. Like, that is what's coming through. It's really, really intriguing, honestly. And then we have the first house. What people see, the impression you give. Wow. It's interesting how we have a mirror here and she's looking at herself. You're going to have to look honestly and deep into yourself, to your reflection. Like, guys, to get Scorpio, it's like massive transformation. You do not know what you're in store for. Like, I am seriously so excited for you. Like, I am honestly feeling, if you decide to take that challenge to go within yourself, to face your shadow, like, the blessings and people are not going to recognize you with this fourth house. Fourth house is how you appear to the world. It's interesting how we've got it under keep your commitments. So keep your commitments. Keep doing that shadow work. I honestly feel like that's your shadow side and you're looking there and you're like, okay. It's interesting. I'm kind of channeling with this card. It's like you don't want to put up with something anymore. Like, usually with Scorpios, they will seriously eradicate things in their world that do not serve them. Like, honestly, I'm kind of like eradicating in terms of like a tornado. Like, they will start again if they have to. They evolve. Scorpios evolve. So your fantasy is to not be the person that you are now. Okay? And I think that is a blessing. Because I don't think the person that you are now is entirely in their full potential. Which is really, really exciting. It's almost like you may be like, okay, all right, so I'm just a baby in terms of where you're about to go. Yes, you are. But just know that when there are things that happen in your life that are painful, that are destructive, that keep repeating in your life. Because let's talk about your shadow, because your shadow is very important here before we get your intuitive messages. And I've already gone for 32 minutes, but this is very, very important. Your shadow is basically the things that... Okay, this is really interesting because I'm channeling this and it's like there's so many different meanings with shadow. But your shadow sides can easily be influenced. They can easily... Okay, I'm telling you what your shadow is. Parts of yourself that is easily taken advantage of, easily influenced, taken advantage of your emotion. So people can easily toy with your emotions. That's your shadow acting out, okay? When you're easily attached to certain things in your life, that's your shadow acting out. I'm just kind of giving you examples because I think it's very important for you to be aware of your shadow, right? Because your fantasy is about power. It's about power and healing people with your spiritual gifts because you have them immensely. Freaking hell. You're just not aware of it yet. If you feel like you're already spiritual, whoa, you're going on a whole new level, okay? Things that bother you, okay? Okay, another thing about your shadow is that it's never in conflict with yourself. So if you feel like, okay, a part of you wants to do this, but a part of you doesn't want to do it, that's your shadow. Because you're like, when you don't have your shadow, you're completely certain in yourself. You're completely harmonious. You're completely at peace. There's no resistance, which is pretty amazing, okay? Even though with Scorpios, I don't think you'll ever completely be at peace and settle with your shadow because Scorpios are constantly evolving, aren't they? They constantly, until they die, because they're like the phoenix, constantly rising, constantly renewing themselves, becoming new people, because they go within. That's an evolved Scorpio, by the way. If you're not an evolved Scorpio, then far out. I want to stay way away from you. Because I know what a toxic Scorpio is. But I don't think that's going to be you. I think you're definitely going to have to keep evolving, and maybe you'll constantly have new fantasies. But the fantasy that you're wanting to bring forth right now before I get your intuitive messages and end your reading is that of power, that of influence, and that of some sort of artistic expression. Okay, whether that's drama, painting, anything creative, like far out. Creativity could just be like a number of things. But I think it's something that you are very, very talented on and very, very skilled because you know yourself very, very well. I definitely feel like it's something spiritual because you have Archangel Michael. No, I want to say Michael, far out. Maybe he's with you as well. He would definitely be with you in order to fight your like demons and go within yourself because he's like the fearless angel. He's brave. So you might have him as well. But Metatron is just unlocking that spiritual side of you. And also, I want to say, when you face your shadow, you automatically become spiritually powerful. That's a given. Like, that is like the definition of spirituality. Facing your shadow, facing the things that are difficult. Like, oh my God, I guess, yeah, that's just my own thing. But it's definitely true. The more you suffer, the more spiritual you get. If you're aware of yourself and if you do the proper healing. Let's get your intuitive messages before I close up your reading. It's been a delight to do your reading. Let's get your intuitive messages, Spirit. A little bit about this fantasy. The part number 1 is on looking when they face their shadow. So don't be afraid. Like, honestly, I just want to tell you, power number 1, when you're going through something hard or painful, know that you're on the right track. I'm telling you, okay? You might be like, oh, no. Seriously? I keep doing the same shit. I'm like, feeling crap and digging myself deeper in a hole. No, you're not. You're digging yourself deeper into yourself. You just got to realize and make meaning and understanding, okay, of your pain. Love. So it could be something, your shadow could be something to do in the area of love. That is definitely a popular topic when it comes to feeling pain. Like I said before, people are projections, okay? Relationships are our biggest freaking mirror into ourselves. Oh my God, guys, if you choose power number 1, please leave a Scorpio emoji in the comments because I just want to just see, like, I have so much love for this pile already. What you think others think of you is actually not correct. Okay, so look at this, what people see and the impression you give. So I'm definitely telling you that people are not going to recognize you in a year or 2, or even closer if you do the inner work. If you transcend the pain, if you go within and like, oh my God, my watch just vibrated. So you're going to be seriously a different version of yourself, and people are not going to recognize you. Rage. It's part of your shadow. You need to let go of that. Some of you guys may think that there's nothing wrong, but it's honestly deep within your subconscious. Let it go. I'm telling you. Get into art, because I think art's going to unlock some of your emotions that you haven't actually realized that exist. Pain. Like, oh my, what was it? Guys, this is the best pile to have these keywords. I'm telling you. Because of what was I saying? You got to use the pain. You got to use the rage. You don't, and it's landing kind of on Archangel Metatron. Far out. Breakup. Okay, so it's interesting. It's interesting because we've got a theme going on here, haven't we? Like, I think that some of you guys have been deeply hurt in relationships, whether that be love or people that you trust or people that you've confided in. Like, there is something here that you're holding on deeply, that you may need to face, and you may need to just deal with. And I love how you got the artist, because I kind of feel like you could put it in your art. It's almost like the best art is from freaking pain. It's from emotion. And I think you have a lot of it, guys. You have a lot of it. You have so much of it. And it's interesting how we got the artist and the queen. So it's both red. I always look at color synchronicity in my reading. So you got red. So you're going to be a queen at the art that you do. Okay? There's just something you're going to create. It's just going to be phenomenal. Or you're going to realize something with the clear seeing and the intention that you have something remarkable some sort of gift. I'm telling you, like, I'm 1 in a million, this pile. 1 in a million. And I don't say that often. Well, I think I've already said it once, but this is amazing. I honestly want to see you. I want to see the art that you produce. Years to come, I'm telling you, you may be an actress, you may be a singer, like far out, yeah. Oh, like song lyrics that literally just make people want to listen to your song over and over and over and over again. That's definitely highlighted here in this energy. It's just remarkable, and my watch just vibrated as well. Okay, so part number 1, that's enough of me rambling. Very amazing stuff. I love your energy. If you guys felt like you resonated with my energy or the messages, feel free to leave a comment. I always love to hear your feedback. If you want to subscribe to my channel to listen to future videos, please do so. Subscribe, and I'll see you there. Okay, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, I always do super long for pile number 1, but I will try to do equally the amount of time that I do for each pile, but we'll see what comes out. Your pile's almost making me laugh for some reason, like in a giggly way. It's almost like I'm giggling because I know the truth about a situation, or I'm giggling because there is something that I see loud and clear, but other people don't, or that other person doesn't. Okay, I'm immediately channeling for you. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm channeling. That kind of comes through sometimes very quickly. I haven't experienced that quickly though. So immediately there is something that you know that other people don't know. And I'm trying to figure out how this will relate to your fantasy coming true, but it may be some sort of insight that you get, or it may be something that you know about a person that you're connected with that is part of your fantasy. I'm kind of definitely feeling like this is a relationship. This is something that is not just you solo. It involves another person, which is really interesting. Oh my god, I didn't. Oh, far out. Pull pile number 1. I was meant to reveal their intuitive message. You know what? I'm going to reveal it for them. I'm going to put your... I just got to do it because I honestly feel like I need to. So I'll get back to your pile. Just give me 1 second, because I'm going to put in the comments for pile number 1 to listen to pile 2 to get their intuitive message. This is pile number 1. And I'm almost sensing that this has something to do with your pile as well. Oh, far out. That's why I wasn't meant to kind of say it for pile number 1. I was meant to say it in pile number 2 because this relates to you as well. Okay, makes sense. Okay, pile number 2 is, this is part of your fantasy. I never loved you. So pile number 1, you've seriously been heartbroken. You need to deal with that part of yourself that needs to be healed in terms of your shadow. Okay, it's definitely in terms of love. As you can see, you would have known with your other intuitive messages that was something about your heart. So part number 2, this is part of your fantasy as well. There is someone that you may love or you may adore that may be connected to you in some way. It could be a relationship. Just could be someone in the past, I'm kind of getting. But let's have a look at your other intuitive message first before I shuffle and get all your cards and channel deeply. I definitely feel like there is someone else involved. Breathing. Oh my god, you're still breathing them. Yeah. Okay, well, I know if you're in a relationship, okay, I'm just feeling like someone in the past may be still breathing you. You may be someone's fantasy still. Okay, even if you're in a really good relationship. If you're not, if you're single, I am definitely feeling like there are traces of past feelings or emotions or just a fantasy, because we're talking about your fantasy here about someone in the past that's still in your present energy. But we're going to get more information. We're going to get all your cards and we'll get a little bit more specific. But as you can see with the keywords, like I see them when you see them, so it's interesting. And with the breathing, it's something that you still have within yourself. So you're breathing maybe someone to reconcile with, someone to come back in your life. Okay, someone that, if not, you still may need to do some healing, okay? Because I think there's still, your energy is still really hooked onto them. But that may not just be the only fantasy. I'm kind of feeling for you, Pale, there may be like 2 fantasies, but we're going to have a look. We'll just see what the cards have to say. But let me tap in a little bit more to your energy. Spirit, for pile number 2, what is that fantasy coming true? What is that fantasy coming true? Yeah. Instantly, Spirit said connection. So I try not to make them all about love, but like I cannot help what Spirit wants to bring through. Yeah, okay. Spirit's giving me like fighting. So this may be something that may have, like, the relationship may have involved a lot of like heated arguments, fighting, tension. Like I'm almost getting like, I'm getting that energy of like, you just like tension and arguments. It's kind of what makes the fantasy exciting and thrilling, which is interesting. So you may be like the type of people that like break up just to make up. I know that's very specific, but that's what I'm getting here with the energies. What else? Let's get some more. Spirit just channel, take your time. Yeah. Okay. This is interesting. Pile number 2. You do have a fantasy, and we're gonna have a look at that, but I am sensing strongly that you're someone else's fantasy still. Okay, someone else still has you on their mind. All right, it just keeps coming through clearer and clearer and clearer as I channel deeper into your energy. You may actually have someone on your mind. They may have come on your mind because you're on their mind. That happens, you know. I mean, you suddenly think of someone in your past and you're like, why am I thinking of them? Because they have you on their mind. So yeah, if you chose pile number 2, you're definitely someone else's fantasy. But I definitely want to kind of see a little bit more about other fantasies that are coming true as well, because I think there's more. I think you have your eye on the future and things about, like, I am getting as well with your energy that you want a solid foundation. You want to kind of focus on your future. You want to focus on building something. You want to focus maybe on leaving a legacy. You want to focus on things that are concrete. So I'm getting a lot of earth vibes here. So earth signs, like wanting to seriously root yourself into the ground and build something for lifetimes. Maybe you had a period of just like instability. Like, I need to take a glass of wine. I know, I've got my wine here, guys. Your energy is like, I am so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of what you've gone through in the past, because I'm kind of feeling like it took you a lot of strength and a lot of stamina and a lot of like bravery to cut off certain relationships or to say no. That's the energy I'm getting here. And I just really, really love people that do what's best for them. And even though it's hard, you know, even if you let people down or you hurt people, because in the long term, I just want you to know, I think for some reason it's coming through because I'm getting really emotional. It may have been hard for you to cut off certain relationships or cut off certain things in your life that you just kind of felt like was weighing you down or wasn't going to help you build this foundation that you want, which is part of your fantasy as well. I kind of definitely feel like there is something that, I don't know whether you've started, like it could be to do with work or it could be like a project or it could be something, but there's something that's wanting to form in the physical. It even could be a new relationship. Wow. Okay. Wow. So maybe you guys are already kind of moved on in a relationship right now. If you're single, that's coming in for you strongly. Oh my God. But there is just like this baggage of the past that it keeps coming in for your energy. It's funny because we have pile number 1 and pile number 1 is the past, right? And it kept coming into your energy, pile number 2. So it's really, really interesting. I think you don't have to worry about this past energy of someone who still loves you, that maybe you didn't love or that you couldn't love or that was too toxic for you. They'll have to deal with it on their own. Okay, they will have to do their own healing and you do not have to take responsibility. If they come back into your life, I am telling you to leave it behind. I think you will, because it's not part of your fantasy, it's their fantasy, which I kind of feel like is not authentic. It's just due because they don't want to let you go. They won't have to face their own truth, which they're probably not even aware of yet, but they'll have to do the hard work. That's not your responsibility. But let's have a look. Let's see your cards. Can you see them all? Kind of. Okay, let's have a look. I'm so excited. I have so much respect for you, pile number 2. I'm telling you, like, I know how hard it is to cut people off, say no, let go of relationships, like, just to do what's right for you. You know, it's not easy in this day and age to kind of be like, hey, I want to put myself first. Because there's a lot of, like, stigma. There's a lot of, like, crap that you have to deal with. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Okay, let's have a look. Let's keep going. The provider, like Mother Nature, the elements, like Goddess Gaia. Like, what was I talking about? You want to build something. You want, like, that is my Earth Goddess. That's my Earth. Like, you may be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. You don't have to, but you may have it in your chart. But it's just like, Earth energy is strong here. You're to be the provider. You want security. You want to build. You want to know that there is something that is you're able to nurture and you're able to grow. And you deserve it. I think it's going to happen. Like, I honestly feel like that's you. You're Goddess Gaia. You may be working with Gaia, like, in some capacity. You'll know if you are. But you're definitely looked after by Mother Nature. You may, like, wow. There's so much stability in your energy. Like, so much. Like, I feel so comforted. I feel so nurtured. I feel so safe. I feel like I want to learn from you. There is maybe a lot of wisdom that you have within yourself, okay? Amazing. Let's keep going. The riddle. We'll get to that. Like, that is huge energy. I don't want to even attempt that yet. Probably one of my favorite cards. You belong. You do belong. Wow. Wow. Raised by wolves. Balance, restored, resolution. 2 of Swords. Someone wants to restore something. Like, there is something. Okay, maybe there was something that you left that you didn't actually even give them a explanation. Or you just, like, I am kind of getting the feeling that you just, like, left them. If you did sort of explain yourself, I honestly feel like they did not want to listen to you. It's interesting because for your pile, I kind of want to turn over all the cards. Sometimes that happens. Wow. Okay, I'm kind of getting here with the you belong. You're going to find a community or a tribe, or even if it's like 1 or 2 people that really, really hear you and understand you and know who you are and connect with, that are secure for you, that are safe. Like, these wolves, they will stand by you and they will protect you till the day that you die. I don't think you had that protection with this past energy that keeps coming into your reading. And I'm so sorry that you didn't get that, because I'm about to cry, because I just honestly feel like this energy treated you like crap. Something with this dominance card. Guys, if you don't know how I read, I'm highly clairsentient, so I read the energy of the cards. I don't like this dominance card. So your fantasy may have been like you wanted to get out of a situation where you felt like you had no power. Where you had all your power taken away from you. And that's changing. That is the fantasy that's coming true. What's coming true is that you're going to find a connection, especially because look at this. We had the Raised by Wolves next to the Balance, Restored, Resolution. 2 of Swords. This is a fascinating 2 of Swords, because usually the 2 of Swords only has 1 person and it's blindfolded and it's with 2 swords. This 2 of Swords has 2 people. So I definitely felt like there was a relationship involved here. 2 relationships. Interesting. The relationship of someone that still breathes you and still feels like they cannot let you go because they have power over you. But you never loved them. I mean, you may have thought you loved them, but it's not the real love. It's not the love that you crave. It's not your fantasy. It's interesting. So, okay, there's two things coming through. So we're talking about your fantasy. I think there was a fantasy that you had in the past that you thought was healthy for you, that you thought was what you needed, but it wasn't. And you broke that and you realized that, especially with Goddess Gaia here, like far out. You may actually have elemental spirits with you, like animal spirits, all that kind of stuff with you, especially with the wolves here. It's just giving me that vibe. But there was sense knocked into you, pile 2. Like there was rational intelligence. Like you weren't just being ruled by, like, I am seriously telling you that there is narcissists coming through here. Like someone that, like, I know this isn't going to resonate for all of you, but there is just going to be a relationship that wasn't healthy for you, but there is a particular relationship Spirit wants to tell me that, honestly, like, I cannot believe what they did to you. And I know this is getting really deep, but it's just coming through here, okay? Maybe they blackmailed you and was like, you know, you only belong to me, you don't belong to anyone else. I know that is a very specific message, so don't take it if it doesn't resonate, but if it does, whew, I'm so sorry that you went through that, and I'm so glad you left that behind. Yes, they may still be holding on to you, holding the resentment, holding on, just because they're so freaking unaware and they can't do their own self-healing. But what is really interesting is that Spirit is saying, if that is the case for you, pile number 2, is to maybe, I think you've already cut that energetic cord. We'll have a look at the other cards, but there may be more healing to do with that, okay? Just so that you can invite a new relationship if you haven't already, okay? It's either a new relationship coming in, it's part of your fantasy, or like the relationship which is like, you can share everything that you've created. It's like the energy that I'm feeling, if you're, okay, this is if you're single, okay? There's just like this really strong relationship of 2 people that are independent, that are building something in their life, that are going after their dreams, going after their goals. They're very successful at it, by the way, okay? And you just feel so understood by each other because you're on a similar path. And you feel like you belong with each other, okay? Not because it's not the energy where you feel like you need to live through them to be satisfied. It's not. You're whole in your own self and they're whole in their own self. That's a healthy sign of a relationship. Healthy relationship coming in, part of your fantasy. It's amazing. It's kind of like where you have the enough money through what you're passionate about, make like the job that you want, you get the amount of money, you get the house, you get like, oh, I love this so much. Like this is the security that you crave by doing what you love and by being understood by someone that gets you, who's similar in your path. Soulmate energy. Healthy though. Okay, let's keep going though. 2 of Cups, far out. 2 of Cups is a connection, it's a relationship. 2 and 2, yes. Okay, 2 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Okay, coming in, part of your fantasy. The World. Oh, far out. Oh my God. Oh. You're probably like, why are you laughing? Why are you so crazy? Because can you see this World card? This World card is Mother Nature. Look at it. Okay, so yeah, you have the roots, they're building their solid foundation. You're rooting yourself in the ground and you're about to, yes, your leaves haven't blossomed yet. Your tree hasn't fully grown into its potential, but that's what you're doing. Okay, so just setting the foundation. That is part of your fantasy and you will achieve it. I'm telling you. You have that with the Goddess Gaia, like honestly. I am just like so excited for you, pile number 2. Sometimes I get so excited about piles. So if you're feeling a bit unstable, okay, I just want to really reassure you. You're feeling unstable, you're feeling like you're not getting ahead, you're feeling like you're not progressing, you're feeling like you're building for the future. That fantasy is going to come true. And this person that's coming in, if they haven't already, is honestly going to be your biggest supporter, going to be your biggest, like, I'm honestly gonna want to cry the amount, like, how well suited they are for you. Okay, like, you belong to them and they belong to you. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Queen. They think you're a queen, honestly. I read with color synchronicity, which means, like, these cards are red. So I definitely feel like this is a person that thinks, look at this, radiates regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So you may actually, with the wolves, because wolves protect, right? You, oh my God. You, oh, Farah, I want to cry. I don't know why I want to cry, but I do. You're going to protect this relationship. They're going to want to protect it as well, but you more so. Let's have a look over here. I kind of feel, I'll get back to the riddle. I know you're probably like, what's happening with the riddle? Inspires you to put compassion into action. Yes. We can only be compassionate when we are compassionate with ourselves. And I honestly feel like that's something that you've had to learn. Something that you've gone through this, maybe this past relationship that, I mean, it could be like a recent past relationship, or it could be like one that was ages ago, like deep into the past. You'll know, but there is someone that still holds on to you. And we have the riddle here as well. Let's have a look at the tarot. Nervous about change. Yeah, okay. Just having a look at the numbers to see whether, no, okay. So, it is interesting, okay, that we have at the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card where usually it's about feeling like you're incomplete in some way, okay? There is something that isn't satisfying you in a way, you know? It may be right in front of your face, okay? The cup that is meant for you, that is satisfying for you, that is the one that you're meant to keep. Okay. I am honestly feeling like in the past, there was a relationship. I keep getting this guy, I know, or this girl, whatever it is, there's some sort of past. They were not satisfying you. You just couldn't see it. So you were stuck in their riddle. This riddle is that person. Oh my God. Usually this riddle is a really, really positive energy, but it's not for you guys, especially with the dominance. The riddle was above the dominance. Okay. So this person or this energy or this relationship, it may have taken you a couple of times to realize, hey, you know, this isn't satisfying for me. This isn't completing me. This isn't, and I just got my watch vibration. I always wear my watch because it will vibrate at the time that is important. So this past relationship wasn't completing you, okay? But there was some sort of influence, dominance, and power over you, which may have like messed with your mind with the riddle, okay? It may have, that's why I so much respect you, pile number 2, because it took you a lot of guts and like effort and like stamina to get out of it, you know, to know your worth, because you were stuck in their riddle. Like, ugh. I'm so proud of you, honestly. Let's get your intuitive messages. I want to get you one more card. I want to get you one of these, okay? A little bit about the fantasy. So we know it's about material security. It's about having a really nice connection with someone that's stable, someone that's going to be like maybe a lifelong partner, all right? If you're already with someone that you absolutely adore and they're compatible with you, then I just definitely feel like this is going to blossom into something amazing. I'm telling you, like, oh, wow. The right time now, do it now. Interesting. Ooh, there's something that Spirit is saying that it's the right time. The right time. That's a bit of a riddle for me right now. You know what? I'm going to get some other cards. We'll get a little bit more. I think we'll get some more information about that. But let's get some cards. These are like intuitive messages that will like help you understand a little bit more about your fantasy in detail, or just any overall energy. Wow. That's a lot. You know, I'm just going to take those top cards. We're going to get those. Let's have a look what Spirit wants to say to you. Okay, Spirit. How can you make more money? Yeah. I think maybe you're focused on that. That's part of your fantasy. There's just definitely this energy of having something to pass on, maybe to your children or to your, just something that maybe you could build with a partner as well. But I honestly do kind of get the sense that they have their own thing going on, and you're going to respect that, which is nice. Okay. Oh my God. Say kind words, find someone in your life, a stranger, and say something positive. Beautiful. Because I think if you're single, you never know where that's going to go. You never know. If you're single, I would say get out there more, because the time is now. Because there is someone that wants to come in that is definitely suitable for you. That may be an earth sign, that may just be stable for you. Other than like this horrible riddle dominant energy that was like messing with your mind. Life is bigger than your thoughts. Switch to feeling emotions, stones that warm your heart. Okay. Interesting with the Two of Cups. Okay. So I do kind of get a sense that maybe some of you guys are a little bit nervous in terms of opening your heart, maybe. Okay. But just know that you don't need to block out the love that you have. Like, you have so much love, you have so much devotion, loyalty, dedication that someone wants, that someone needs, that someone's like, that is healthy for you. And I wouldn't want you to put like a padlock on it just because you've been hurt or like messed around, okay? It is important for you to feel within your heart emotions that are loving, because that is what's going to bring in this loving connection if it isn't in your life at the moment. People need your knowledge. You can help many people live a life they've always wanted. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Definitely. That may be part of what you're building here, especially with that tree. Okay, so this is like a new chapter, a new life, something that you're about to grow. For some reason, I feel like some of you guys are already planted. You have already planted the seeds. The roots are growing already. Yeah, the leaves just haven't blossomed yet, but there's something that you've laid a solid foundation, and it's going to be really, really effing successful. Super successful. And I'm so proud of you. It's interesting because I'm kind of feeling like your tree may blossom when you meet this person. I don't know why that's coming in. They may be the leaves of your tree, which is really sweet. Not that you need it, but it just may work out like that, like alignment in terms of like timing, you know, which is like extra sweet for you. Okay, part number 2, I'm gonna leave your reading there. That was such an amazing reading. If you guys resonated with it in any way, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you like my style of readings, feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Let's get to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. I already am channeling. It's really interesting. I'm channeling really quickly when I touch the decks tonight. Maybe I'm a little bit more susceptible to the energies of the deck. But there's something I don't like about this deck. Now, don't freak out, okay? It may not even be your energy, but there is something here that I feel could be a little bit like manipulative, or a bit sneaky, or a bit like just not honest. And I want to understand it, and I want to, maybe it's something that you need to be aware of, because it's part of your fantasy. We're going to have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get your little tea leaf oracle, and we're going to have a look at it, okay? So let me have a glass of my wine. Yes, I'm under the influence of alcohol in this reading, because I don't eat pasta without wine. I just cannot do that. That's part of me. I am Literally, I just love to drink wine with pasta. It's just always been with me. So yes, I had a little bit left over and I was already going to do this video anyway. But yeah, it's proving to be very interesting read. So let's have a look at your little intuitive key message. Emotional. Interesting. I still don't get a good feeling with this. I think someone is messing with your emotions. I think it's separate to do with your fantasy. It definitely is related because we're talking about your fantasy. It wouldn't have come off if it wasn't related. So maybe there is some sort of someone's emotions that you need to be aware of. I think it may be impacting on your fantasy. Your fantasy may be distorted, but we'll have a look. Let's tap in. Let's get your cards. Maybe it's you that's emotional because someone has manipulated you or done something that has upset you. Interesting how your cards have come up faced up. So when Spirit does that to me, it just means that these cards want to be seen first, but I still want to get your other cards. I'm not really going to look at it. If I look at the cards that are faced up, it interferes with my channeling. So let's tap into your energy, pile number 3. I think I am so grateful to be in your energy, by the way, because there is something very exciting with your energy. Something in the way of you're about to learn something. You're about to see someone's true colors. You're about to realize something about yourself. You're about to come to some sort of truth that's very important. I am kind of getting that this could be a make or break situation. Could be a wake up call. Yes, we'll see how this ties into your fantasy, but there is something very pivotal. It's like a pivotal moment in your life where it could be a tower moment. It's kind of like that energy. It's big though. We all have them in our lives, by the way. I really want to reiterate that people hate tower moments. People hate challenges. People hate things that stir up our life. But I am telling you, I want you, especially you guys, to know that this is for your benefit. This is like a blessing in disguise. If you don't have challenges, if you don't have tower moments in your life, honestly, my personal experience, I'd rather be dead. Like, you know what tower moments do? You know what... I honestly feel like I need to tell you this because I think some of you guys may be scared or you may not handle changes or disruptions or tower moments very well, okay? The reason that we have those experiences in our life is to understand different parts of ourselves, to get to know ourselves better, to grow, to become, people that we can admire. Like, we think that we are who we are in this moment and that we're never going to change. But that's honestly not the case. Like, if we have consciousness, right? If we're available to all different sort of information, different perspectives, different information due to our consciousness, right? Then we constantly evolve and change. If we were only meant to know a specific certain thing about ourselves, then we wouldn't have that range of like openness to understanding and like that change in our consciousness, right? Like, I hope this makes sense, but it's like, we'll only be revealed, we'll only have certain things revealed to us, but there is just so much possibility and there is just so much expansion and there is like never ending knowledge that we have access to. So I am telling you, the only way that we have access to it is if we kind of shatter our current perspective or understanding of ourselves. That's the only way that we grow. It's the only way that we understand deeper parts of ourselves. It's the only way that we can get through painful experiences without literally freaking being a mess or staying stagnant in a crappy situation for the rest of our lives. Like, that is the benefit of having a consciousness that can expand and think of all these different things, different possibilities. So I think your fantasy that's coming in is, I honestly don't really understand it yet. It's kind of a bit foggy, but we'll get into it. But there is this realization that you're not stuck. You're not stuck and being perceived as a particular person or a particular identity or what it seems on the surface. There is changes happening within yourself, and you got to be comfortable with them in order for you to expand. I'm kind of getting this image of an egg that cracks open. Like, you're evolving. Like, you are meant to change. So your fantasy does evolve you being a different person, which is really inspiring. And my watch just vibrated. Which is really exciting. I honestly feel like you wouldn't even have a grasp or an idea of this person that you're going to become. But it's shattering. You're shattering your way of thinking or your how you see the world, because there is so much more. There is so much more to your understanding of the world and yourself. And opening up to that is going to be exciting, and that's why we have tower moments. That's why we have setbacks. Like, this year for me, I'm just going to disclose this. I've had so many tower moments, so many ups and downs. But there was like this particular moment in my life that happened like a couple of weeks ago. And I am not a person that I was a month ago. I have changed through that tower moment. And there was like an instance where I just realized that a older version of me 4 weeks ago wouldn't have been acting the way that I'm acting now, or wouldn't have seen the situation in the way. Like, it's like I'm a completely different person. It's just, but I wouldn't have got to that point if I didn't go through the tower moment, if I didn't allow it to happen, if I didn't crumble, if I didn't like feel the anxiety and the pain and the fear. There is something really special that I think is really important for you in realizing your fantasy, because I think your fantasy is a little bit blocked. But we'll get to what that is in a minute. But if you feel the fear and you feel the anxiety and you feel that, if you just listen to your body, because your body will tell you where the discomfort is. So just say that okay, I'm trying to give an example. If you're in a relationship, whether that's a person or a job, and you feel horrible, you feel sick in your body, that I'm fed up with this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in the relationship. I don't want to be in this job. I don't want to be doing what it is anymore. Listen to your body, because your body will be filled with anxiety, will be filled with disgust, will be filled with just horrible, horrible negative energy. Okay, once you listen to that and you deal with the tower moments that are kind of like trying to come in, it's interesting because if you don't listen to your body, the tower moments will happen anyway. You'll end up having this emotional breakdown, as what we call crises, or moments that we just literally feel like we're going out of our mind. Seriously, it will happen. It will happen. If you don't listen to yourself, it will happen in your control or not. It's better to kind of like get to that point before it happens. But I know, even speaking about myself, that sometimes we need to wait until we kind of like hit rock bottom. But this is really, really important for your pile number 3, because I honestly feel there's like there will be a tower moment. Okay, this is part of your fantasy. Okay, that's going to come into your life. You're not meant to be afraid of them. You're not meant to see them as things that are pulling you down or away from your dreams or your goals or your desires. Like, they're not a bad thing. They are, honestly, your key to oh my God, like a path that is meant for you, or basically the life that you want to live. Like, I have so much respect for moments that are painful or that are like, bring a lot of issues, because I can learn the most there. And that's where you can learn the most. And I think I'm bringing it up in your pile, so you can learn the most out of any of these piles through your tower moments, through your challenges, through your experience that make you want to, like, honestly, may take you to really dark places. Okay, I'm kind of wanting to say that these are blessings for you. If you can befriend your darkest moments, that is where you're going to find this fantasy of yours. And we're going to have a look. I know I'm raving on about it, but I think the Spirit really wanted me to kind of share that with you, because there is something here about you need to see more. You need to understand, like, the bigger picture. And I'm already seeing the giraffe spirit here. I try not to look at the cards when I'm channeling, but giraffe spirit see the bigger picture. There is something big that you're not seeing. I think you will. I think part of your fantasy is to kind of, like, suddenly there's going to be a moment in your life where you're like, wow, I see it now. I understand it. I know why I went through this, or I know what I have to do, or I know the direction of my life. There's something big here, okay? Something big as part of your fantasy, okay? About seeing the bigger picture and not getting caught up in the details here, all right? Let's keep going. I'm going to get more of your cards. I think the cards will reveal a little bit more of your fantasy. Yeah, let's keep going. I am going to get your tarot now. Can you see all of them? Yeah, you can. Beautiful. So I do kind of feel like some of you guys are going maybe through some emotional experience, but that's okay. We'll have a look at the cards. Let's have a look. It's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna get you this tarot card. The tarot card that I'm gonna get you right now is gonna be very important, and it's going to let us know a little bit about your blessing. Oh my God, I said blessing, but we're talking about your fantasy. So your fantasy is going to be a blessing. I knew it would be. I knew it would be. Once you accept tower moments or challenges or, like, difficulties in your life where you once may have, like, thought that it was, like, gonna defeat you, I think that's when you're going to realize your fantasy. And let's have a look. Death. Oh, Spirit, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, this death is really amazing because it reminds me of the Star card. Instant when I look at this death, I'm like, is that the Star card? But it's not. But it's just because this lady is, like, in the stars. So this just reiterates what I was saying. So the death is about big transformative energy. It's about coming out of the dark. She literally is. She's coming out of this black abyss, and she's heading into a more hopeful sky that almost feels like there's, like, endless possibilities. You know, my mind is awakened. Your mind's going to awaken. Oh my God. Like, your consciousness is going to expand. Fire out. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Spiritual awakening could definitely be part of your fantasy here, pile number 3. And I don't think you're aware of it. You may just be, like, really stuck in the mud with the death at the moment. You could be in some sort of, like, transition. Death does represent that. So I honestly feel out of all the piles that you're in the most, like, horrible, horrid energy. If you don't feel like that, okay, then I honestly feel like there is something that you've maybe released with the death, and you're starting to see that there is more hope, there is more possibilities, there is more that you can achieve, or, like, there is a sense of freedom with this death card. Wow. Okay. And with the Death, you're not afraid of tower movements, by the way. Let's keep going. Test of courage. 5 of Wands. Amazing. 5 of Wands. And this 5 of Wands is about, she's literally standing on her toes and she's like, maybe feels uncomfortable. She's looking up at all these wands that look freaking intimidating. And she's like, okay, I'm going to stand up in the face of these intimidating objects. And I'm going to know that I deserve just as much as these wands. It's interesting because I'm kind of feeling like these wands may be other people. So it's interesting how these 2 women are looking up. So you're looking up and maybe a part of your fantasy is being stronger and having like an inner strength or an inner courage that like seriously there's, yeah, wow, it's coming to me now, guys. I'm like literally about to cry. You may want to be seen. That's maybe part of your fantasy. And I think for some of you don't really realize it. There is something very, very worthwhile about yourself. And people need to see you. People need a part of, like, need to access this. It could be you becoming more authentic and sharing more of yourself. And knowing that if other people can do what it is that you may desire, that may be part of your fantasy, then you can have it too. Then you can, what is making it any different? Like why can't you have what you desire? I'm feeling like your fantasy is about desires for some reason, okay? There's something that you desire and you may feel like you're not worthy of it, or you may feel like there's just too much resistance or there's just too much obstacles between you and your desire. But the thing is, with this 5 of Wands, which is amazing, I'm going to have a look at your little archetype card because I think that's really going to help us. Oh, so exciting. You're realizing in your fantasy that, oh my God, it doesn't matter how much competition is out there, you have a chance with this 5 of Wands. Because 5 of Wands usually represents like there's a lot of other people or parties involved and you have to kind of prove yourself. You're going to fight. You're going to like really stand up. And this 5 of Wands is just like, look at her. She's like, I'm on my tippy toes. I know I'm not as tall as those wands, but I know that I'm just enough. And I have what it takes. And I'm so proud of you. Huh. The offering, yeah. You're definitely, yeah, wow. There's something that you may want to offer. And look at the colors, guys. Look at this. I always think of color synchronicities. Look at this. The green and the green. Like, you may want to offer something. And you may feel like, okay, is it really going to be something that other people are going to want? Or other people are going to see as something that is valuable? And I want you to know that it is. Like, oh my God. Yeah, I definitely knew this was some sort of desire. Okay, the Midas and the Miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. Oh God, I am telling you, where you are now, if you realize that where your success lies, because I kind of feel like this is like entrepreneurial business, creative ability, something that you want to offer the world, something that you feel like you have a skill in, that you feel like people could benefit, or just about you showcasing something that you're passionate about with the entrepreneurial. It's going to come through failure after failure after failure with the Death, okay? Like she's rising from the abyss. And she's going to keep freaking rising until one of those stars grants her wish. And then you have this offering here. I think it's interesting because I'm kind of feeling that the offering may be other people and it may be you as well. It could go both ways. Yeah, sharing life's riches. You're about to share something with the world. Business, creativity. Like this is part of your fantasy. Doing what you love is big here. Let's keep going. Release the past. Change. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There may be still a need to release the past. And I kind of feel like that will happen, okay, with the death card. Because the death card is like transformative energy. You will go through a transformation. You may have gone through it. You may still be going through it. But that is the part of releasing the past that doesn't work for you, that doesn't serve you. And I kind of feel like it's more about your self-esteem and your belief in yourself and just never letting go of the bigger picture. That's what you need to focus on in terms of your fantasy coming true. It's interesting. I want to kind of know a little bit about this entrepreneurial business or like whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Becoming self-made, standing up for yourself. It's going to take a lot of courage, but you have it and you will. Let's keep going. What's this other one? 7 of Pentacles. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 7 of Pentacles. Look at this. It's like, honestly, we have this lady. She's like sprinkling like, I want to say stardust. I want to say something on her coin so that it grows, that it nourishes, that like it is well looked after. So you're definitely have something already cooking, I'm kind of feeling. And when I say already cooking, something that you want to offer and it's still kind of like in the stages of being finished. I don't think it's fully finished, maybe, but I think this is something else. You have more to add if you already have other things out there in terms of product or something to do with the entrepreneurial business. There's more that you can add. I just want to say that. That's what I channeled with this card. More that you have to offer with the offering. We have the Messiah, serving humanity with humility. So you're definitely serving. There's so much that you have to offer and it's part of your fantasy. So maybe some of you guys are not there yet. You're not there yet at offering something that you desire or that you believe that will make the world a better place. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen once you realize that obstacles are just a means of strengthening, of getting to know a little bit more about how you work and how you want to interact with the world in terms of your offering. Like, I honestly feel like as well, just to let you know that I'm channeling this, is that you need to give more of yourself authentically. I know that you already probably are really honest, but there is something more that you could give in terms of, it could just be increasing your confidence, guys. It just could be believing in yourself more. That's what I'm getting. This card is probably the strongest card out of all of your cards. Usually there is a card that I constantly cannot let go of because the energy is a lot more prominent than other cards. So 5 of Wands, standing up, believing in yourself, facing challenges head on and knowing that you're worthy of whatever it is that you want to offer the world here. Whatever you want to serve humanity with humility, okay? Just don't ever give up on that bigger picture or your idea or whatever it is. Let's keep going. What's your angel? Joy, radiance, inspiration. Yeah. You're freaking inspiration to people. You will be. Look at the yellow. I love this color. Like, you're going to be inspirational to people. You do not know how much you glow. You don't know how much joy that you bring to other people's lives. You'll only know that once you kind of release something from the past. I'm also sensing that you may help other people release things from their past. Interesting. And then we have, oh, look at that. Orca magic. It's interesting because I just saw whales the other day. And then we have whales here, which is beautiful. So this girl, wow. I don't usually really pay attention. I haven't paid attention to the details of this card as much as I am right now. So can you look at her expression? She's like, I hold the answers, or I hold the magic that I need in order to... It's interesting because I'm kind of feeling like she knows her wealth. She knows the magic that she's going to give to people, or the services she's going to bring, especially with the entrepreneurial. She knows that there is something unique that she has to offer. It's just about... Yeah, this is something about you believing, or like look at her face. She's so determined. Look at her. She's like, I don't doubt a single thing about what it is that I have to offer. I am magic. I have magic to share. You probably do. This is interesting because the Akashic Library is open. So that's interesting. You may once you go through like tower moments or this death, this transformative energy, you may actually realize that you're able to go within your Akashic records and find out things about yourself. This is very specific. It may not be for all of you, but there could be some sort of work or entrepreneurial business around Akashic records and helping people unlock their hidden like past lives. I know that's very specific, but that could be something. But nonetheless, I kind of just feel like it's you realizing that what you have to offer the world, part of your fantasy, is just remarkable. Okay. And it's interesting because like people are going to see you, yourself, as something that they look up to, probably more than what you offer. So it kind of tells me that you are a part of what you offer. You can't, I don't know about this, but I honestly believe that a determined great product or service is when the person that is giving the service is involved in what they're offering. Okay, they put themselves in what they offer. And I honestly feel like you can't distinguish the two. You can't separate the two. But there are some of those things that you see people offering and their services and you feel like, oh my God. Like, it's even more inspirational here with this beautiful card. Like, you can know the difference between something that someone has put all their heart, their soul, their flesh and blood into, rather than just something that has just been kind of like put together without much of themselves put into it. So what I'm telling you here, especially with the emotional, that don't be afraid to put everything of yourself into what you're offering. I think that's going to be really beneficial, being more vulnerable, being more open, being more heartfelt, and using that courage that you have. And also with the death card, sharing your experience of struggle, helping others understand that it's okay to release the past. I think there's this like change that you help people go through. Pile number 3. Let's hear intuitive messages in terms of maybe we're getting a little bit more information about your fantasy. It could just be general messages that want to come forth from spirit. I never know what's going to come through here. And let's just get those cards that just came out on their own accord, which was really interesting. Okay, so we have practice calming your mind and need to center and balance your energy. Cut out the noise. Interesting. So you guys may need to balance yourself. Because I kind of felt like you guys were going through some sort of tower moment. You may find it hard to like, I did kind of sense at the beginning, remember how I was saying like you may find changes uncomfortable, and I think that's like an asset for you and your business and what you're offering, to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So yeah, maybe you guys can like access and understand horrible, like, I don't want to say horrible, but changes that are tough for you by calming your mind. This is how you're going to be able to release the past that needs to happen. Balancing your energy, cut out the noise. You can do it. You can do it in a calm way. You can do it in a gentle way with the deer, okay? You don't have to do it like, in a way that kind of takes you off guard or like brings upheaval in your life. No. Think outside of the box. You're not meant to follow the crowd. I love it. Any entrepreneur needs to have this mentality, okay? There's something maybe a little bit alternative or like something that isn't like what everyone else is doing that you could possibly take advantage of. Because there's something here with, I kind of feel like it's connected to this card here with the Akashic Libraries open. There's something that you're going to do that isn't like what everyone else is doing. Yeah, interesting. Self-employment. Okay. With the entrepreneur, that is very, very aligned. Can't you see? So your fantasy may be, I want to be self-employed. So if you want to, you're going to have to put yourself maybe out there with the test of courage. You gotta know your worth, guys. You really do, okay? And I think you will with the death, because death is like going through something where you change. And it's honestly, I kind of feel like this is the death in the other. Oh my God! This is 2 deaths. This is the death, but it's the oracle death. Wow, my God. Pile number 3. Huh, that's huge. You're looking beautiful. Your efforts are paying off. Interesting. Some of you guys are going to change the way you look. Maybe that's part of your fantasy. Maybe you want to change the way, yeah, there could be some sort of aesthetic fantasy that you have. You know, maybe you guys want to look different in terms of like the way that you dress, or you may actually want to change your physical body. You maybe want to lose weight. Maybe you want to be fitter. There's just something here about changing your physical, which I think you will, because you have double death. That's like 2 transformations, which is huge. So that's so exciting, part number 3. Good on you. So just know that you're able to give something that is going to be remarkable and help serve humanity in a very humble way. And you will be self-employed. How exciting. Okay. Just believe in yourself. That's what I'm kind of feeling here with the 5 of Wands. Don't doubt yourself. So, pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please leave some feedback. I love it. And subscribe to my channel if you want future videos just like that. Okay, we're getting into the final pile. Pile number 4. Okay, I was drawn to this pile. Sorry, I just had a drink of my wine. Yes, I am under the influence. If you do not like that, click off and go to another video. It is the wine that I had with my pasta. I eat pasta with wine. I cannot eat it without. It's the best combination, okay? I don't drink wine by itself. I love it with food. But we're getting into your reading, and we're going to have a look at your fantasy that's coming true. And I get a good vibe. It's interesting. I get good feelings for all the piles. Good vibes. Good vibes. So, I'm getting that feeling where I want to have a look at your key card, like your intuitive message, but Spirit's saying no. I had that in another reading. I was like, I want to read, but Spirit's like, hold off. So I have to hold off, even though I really want to read it. But Spirit will tell me when to read it, when the time is right. So we're having a look at your fantasy that is coming true. I feel so good in this energy, and I thought I'd be tired by the time I got to pile 4, but I'm actually have the most energy with your pile, which is very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, oh my God. I know why I have the most energy for your pile. It's because you're already living your fantasy. This is crazy. Okay, thanks, Spirit. I was like, why do I have so much energy? Like, why would I? For pile number 4, I've never had this much energy in my life in terms of like a reading. So you are living the fantasy in some way, whether you are aware of it or not, okay? Because sometimes we can be living our fantasy, but then suddenly realize it. You know what I mean? Like, you could be doing something. Okay, an example that Spirit's bringing to my mind is like a hobby, or you could be doing something that you enjoy, but you don't realize that it's going to be something that you're going to take seriously and you're going to actually implement and build a career out of it, if you get what I mean. So that's what I mean by not really realizing how important or pivotal it is in terms of the hobby that I'm talking about in your life. And it's interesting how I'm saying hobby, so that may be the case for you guys. If not, it could be, I don't even know how it could be. You could already be very successful at something, guys. Like, I am getting that. I am getting, like, recognition. I am getting, you are in your purpose. You are aligned. Everything feels so great in this energy. I'm telling you. Okay, if you feel like, what the hell? I don't feel like I'm where I want to be. Maybe look around, and there's something in your life that tells me that you're on the right path. Okay, you may just be missing it, which is really interesting. Okay, well, the cards may give you a bit of a clue. Okay, Oh, look at this. I'm so excited for you. I'm so, like, I've never been so excited in my life. Whew. What else, Spirit? For pile number 4, what is their fantasy? Oh. Jesus, we have to go there? Okay, we're gonna go there. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go there, but I'll have to go there because Spirit's telling me to go there. So I instantly got someone that was like erotic, seductive, popular, someone that just is in demand. So it kind of tells me there's something that you're doing that other people love, that other people find seductive, or other people find alluring, or other people find interesting or intriguing. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting. But this is about you having a relationship with yourself that is one, oh my God, I am like, okay, you know how in our lives we're like, we're not happy with ourselves, we don't find that certain things in our life fulfill us. You are fulfilled on every single level. Like, the energy that I'm getting is that, like, if you passed away or if you died right now, you'd be so happy. Like, because you fulfilled what it is that you were meant to do, or that you were doing something in your life that is just like, this is me at my highest level. This is me. Like, I am telling you, partner, before, you are, like, you've done so much work on yourself already. Like, so much work, and you should be so proud of your, like, I'm saying so proud, I'm so proud of all the piles, but for you, there is this respect that I have for you. Okay, you may be well established in some sort of area of your life. I mean, all areas of your life. I know I'm putting you on a pedestal because you deserve it. I think you've done a lot of hard work, you've spent a lot of time. I am telling you that you're living your fantasy already. The cards are only going to tell me exactly maybe a little bit of maybe where you've came from, or maybe a little bit of information about what it is exactly that you're doing that is your fantasy. But I'll try to channel it a little bit for you, because I would like to get a little bit of information that could be useful for you, but honestly, I'm seeing parties, I'm seeing socialization, I'm seeing, can you see your cards? Yeah. I'm just seeing, like, people want to get to know you, people are fascinated by you. There's this, like, okay, one thing that you could benefit from hearing is that the relationship with yourself is going to become more happy. Okay, you're gonna love yourself more. You're gonna love yourself more. Even if you love yourself now, oh my God, you're gonna go on a whole different level. And the love that you have for yourself, pile number 4, it's not a love where you need to change yourself to love yourself. It's like there's something about yourself, or you accept all the weaknesses or all the flaws, and it kind of helps you feel whole within yourself. It's kind of that kind of love and appreciation for yourself, where you know that you're not perfect, and you know that you don't have it all together, and you know that you're just like everyone else, but you're okay with where you're at, and you can appreciate things about yourself that you find attractive. Like, there's not this striving to change yourself. This is about you accepting who you are, and other people finding that attractive. Like, this is, you are definitely very well admired. You're very well gonna get a lot of attention, if that is not something that's happening already, because I kind of feel like it is. I really do. Like, you're in demand. You're gonna be in demand. I'm so interested to see what the cards have to say. Whew. You may not know how powerful you are as well. Like, I think you're quite humble, which is beautiful. I mean, you don't expect much because you're already kind of living your fantasy. You're living the dream that you kind of dreamt for yourself years ago. Like, you're at that point where your dream is a reality. And I am so excited to be able to kind of like tell you that you you have everything that you need, and if you want to strive for more, you can. I just think you should cherish what you have already, because it's pretty remarkable. Just getting one more card. I got 2 more cards to go, don't I? Ah! Damn it. 2 crows want to come out. I'm gonna have to do it. Okay. All right, can you see your cards? Yes, you can. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what your fantasy looks like. What your fantasy. Like I said, if you don't feel like you're where you want to be, I think there's something in your life already that is honestly part of your fantasy. And Spirit wants me to have a look at this right now, which is what I wanted to have a look at. There's something maybe you're not seeing. Like maybe there is something in your life right now that you don't actually realize is part of, it's going to contribute to your fantasy, but there's something that's already your fantasy that you're living. Acceleration. Wow. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's why my energy is like really elevated for you guys. I just feel like you're accelerated already with your fantasy. If not, your fantasy is going to suddenly, it's going to come in full speed really, really quickly with the acceleration. Could be to do with this new career move. Okay, guys, I want you to have a look. So when Spirit turns over cards that are like faced up, it just means that those are the cards that want to be seen first. And this card wants to be seen first as well, which is stress, anxiety, the 9 of Swords. And then you have the new career moves, which is really interesting. Okay. I'm looking at the numbers here. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers. I honestly feel you have gotten through some sort of stress, some sort of anxiety in your life, okay? 9's like an ending. It's like you go 9 and then you go 10. You've skipped 10. You've freaking skipped 10 and you've gone straight to 1. So this makes me feel like this is about your career. There is some sort of fantasy within your career that you're living out right now, okay? But with the 9, far out, this new career move didn't happen lightly. It didn't happen nicely. It didn't happen smoothly. It happened through a lot of freaking anxiety and stress. But it's interesting because I kind of feel with the 9 of Swords, it's not telling me that that's where your energy is now. Because look at the yellow. Why would you have yellow with anxiety and stress? Yellow is such a positive color. It's a positive, like, and then you see the number 1 here with the coin. It's yellow with new career move. So you left something that was anxiety provoking or stressful or something in your life where you're like, you know, enough is enough. And then you are now moving into this new career. You may have just started a new career, or this fantasy is to do with this career move. It's really interesting. Let's keep going. Let's have a look a little bit of what other cards you have. Eros. Wow, that's that desire. That's that, like, because I had this image of a lady who was like so seductive, like dressed in lingerie. Like I know that's why I was like, Spirit, why do I want to go there? I don't want to go there, but we kind of have to. So you're very desirable to other people. You're very erotic, especially the Eros here. So there's maybe that is part of your fantasy. Maybe you wanted to love yourself more. Okay, maybe you had to struggle with accepting yourself in some way, and that's something that you overcome. And like there's just something about you that you've accepted and that you find, it's like this is a love affair with yourself. This is so beautiful. But like at the same time, people are so like all over you, desirable, like wow, because you know how irresistible you are. And I want to have a look at the other cards. The Bully. Wow. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront your inner fears that bully you. Inner fears with the 9 of Swords, like you've confronted that. I love that. Okay. Your strength may intimidate people, but it's also what, like, oh my God, you may be other people's fantasies as well. That's really interesting as well. Yeah. Let's get your tarot. I'm so excited. 2 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. Interesting. Like, you're getting some tough energies, pile number 4. But out of this tough energy, you come through, and like like, I honestly feel like there is so much strength to you as well. Like, there is so much maturity as well. There's so, like, you could look at your past and you could be like, hey, I know how much blood, sweat, time, and effort I put in to making my fantasy a reality. And you can appreciate every little step of the way. Everything that brought you to where you are now. And where you want to go. Well, oh my God. Like, it wasn't easy. Like, I don't think any fantasy that is pretty remarkable, that has an influence or has an impact on the world, is some sort of easy fantasy that didn't have any struggle. That's not here. That's not you. And I think that is why you affect other people in the way that you do with this Eros. Like, people are just like amazed by you. There's just like this starstruck or like, I just honestly, people are like, whoa, you went through all that and you're living your fantasy. Wow, that means I can do the same. It's kind of that energy. And then we have the mother. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at all the jewels here. Can you see jewels coming out of her mouth and jewels coming in her, like, her hand? Like, you hold so many gems, but the gems that I'm kind of feeling are gems that come through going through shit. I'm going to just say it straight up. Like, this is something that was handed to you. Then we have the beauty, the fortune, and the prosperity. Like, you deserve this luck that is coming into your life, or that it is like already yours, because like, you're a mentor. I'm telling you, you're a mentor. You have so much to offer other people. You have a pure heart. You're compassionate. Everything that you did, it's almost like, you know how people have fantasies and they're like not realistic, or they're not built on something authentic. This is built on something authentic, which makes your beauty and your authenticity and your luck and your prosperity be so much more. And I want to know what you're doing though. We know it's something to do with like career, and like, we have the mother here, which is interesting because the mother can represent your little mother, but it's something that you're giving birth to. So maybe because it's next to your career, there is something that you're going to give birth to if you haven't already. Oh my God, there's like a little fruit fly. Oh! That is going to, honestly, it's part of your fantasy. I think maybe some of you guys are already doing that, or you know what it is. It could be like an idea, or it could be like a product, or it could be like something to do with your business because it's next to career. Something that you're going to give birth to with the mother. And it's something that's highly desirable by other people here with the Eros. You already might be doing that. Like I said, like, your fantasy is already, you're living your fantasy. Fear. Oh my goodness. It's so fascinating because I'm like, people are going to be like, oh, you're living your fantasy. It looks so easy. Or, wow. Oh my God, look at this. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. So far out, there's something in terms of your career that you're going to produce that is going to be amazing, because it's a pearl, right? It's like, oh, pearls are feminine as well. Is she wearing a pearl? I wouldn't be surprised if she's wearing a pearl. Not really, but she's wearing a lot of jewelry. You're just so humble, and you're so grateful to be where you are, because you know how much of a struggle it was to get to where you are now. Commitment. Oh my God. You were committed, even though maybe at times it was fearful or scary or tough, or you just didn't know which way to go or what to do. But look at this with the bully. You confronted. Look at this. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And you have fear here. So, guys, if you feel like, I'm not where I want to be, there's something already in your life or in your awareness or in your mind that is part of your fantasy that is already real. It's just about maybe there is so much fear still, or there is so much anxiety and stress that you actually cannot see. You cannot see. You cannot see that there is something here already in your life that maybe wants to be birthed or has potential. Or there's a new career move that wants to come in that is already kind of there in your face, but you just can't see it yet. That's if you're not already living it. Then we have the will, 13. Yeah, will. Commitment and will. You put blood, sweat, and tears into this fantasy. And it's interesting, like, can you see all these freaking, like, I know that these little, I don't even know what the hell these are. They kind of look like pearls. I'm kind of feeling like it. Like, you have all these hidden gems. Like, it's crazy. Let's have a look at this card. The Void. Oh. Wow. I know, all these really dark energies, and I'm like so excited. Because I want to say part number 4. Maybe. Okay, with the Void, it's almost kind of telling me that, like, look at this, 111. 111. Which is like about a new beginning. Okay, so this is telling me that something new is going to be birthed from pain, from honestly feeling lost, feeling weak, feeling like everything doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just kind of feeling that you had to go through so much in order to, you may even had to fight for your fantasy, or you may even had to kind of go through a number of tests to really like figure out whether this was what you were meant to be doing in your life, because I kind of feel like this fantasy is your purpose. But that's why you have this beautiful lady. She's like beauty, fortune, and prosperity. Prosperity and fortune come to those that don't give up, that don't let their fears get in their way, that keep going forward despite their fears. Makes that decision with the Two of Swords to confront anything that's... It's like, you know, when we have a fantasy or we have a goal, we have a desire, and it's a little bit scary because it's a little bit out of our comfort zone. You took that leap of faith to get into your comfort zone because it's something that you fully love, this fantasy. This fantasy is yours already. Okay, another example that's coming to my mind is almost like, for you guys, there's this emphasis about living your fantasy as it's happening right now, because that's the energy I'm getting like it's now, it's happening now. Maybe some of you guys are dreaming about this fantasy that it's happened now. Keep freaking doing that, because I definitely feel like that's going to help you remove obstacles, fight fears, make decisions that are going to help get you closer to new opportunities that surround your fantasy, get you through the anxiety. Okay, that's also another thing that I'm seeing here. But I also feel like with the Mother, there's like a birth of an enterprise or something, okay? Which is really exciting. Let's get your intuitive messages. Power number 4. But nonetheless, for the acceleration, like, honestly, you are, you should be very grateful for where you are or where you've been, because there is only prosperity and abundance and blessings coming your way at a very fast pace. Just feel the fantasy as if it's already happened. If you feel like you're not there yet, I think a lot of you are. Look at this. You're so talented in interest. This is a sign to keep at your craft. So keep at it. Keep committed. If there is something that you love and that you're doing and that you want to expand with, motivation is on your side. You are entering a time of effortless flow. Sail the breeze with a smile. That's where that acceleration is. It could be momentum. It could be flow. It could be like you're actually riding the waves. You're not actually getting dumped by the waves. I mean, I don't think you'd be you would mind if you were getting dumped by the babes, because I don't think anything could kind of like set you off this path with your committed and your will. Like your willpower is so effing strong here with your fantasies. You have the resilience and power to transform pain into power. What a gift. That's how powerful you are. That's why you have all this dark energy, because it's kind of telling me that this is what has made you who you are and how resilient you are. And I'm just so, I'm so honored to be in your energy. I honestly feel like if there were people to try to like take you off your course or tell you that your dreams are little or not worthwhile, oh my God, your bully would come out. Oh my God, I think you would give them a piece of your mind. It's interesting. I haven't read that bully in that way, but yeah, you stand up for yourself. You stand up for your fantasies, your dreams. Keep doing that. You have so much power. You can transform pain. That's why I told you, like, this pain isn't something that you're struggling with. It's just maybe where you came from, or just telling me that no matter what obstacle or issue comes up, nothing's going to get in the way of your fantasy or your dream. Like, I'm kind of feeling that this is like a dream. Chemistry. You are so... Chemistry just tells me that your fantasy is aligned with you, and it's feels good. It feels good with the eros. But I'm also sensing that chemistry kind of tells me that you may have this kind of attraction that I was kind of getting, like with this eroticism, with this woman in this like erotic lingerie, like feeling really good in her body, feeling good in herself, feeling confident. There's something about being like loving yourself, which is really, really interesting. I'm going to get you one more card. Spirit wants to give you one more card. Let's have a look at your, like, I think this is affirmations going to kind of help us. Like, this is like helpful affirmation. Pile number 4 to finish off their beautiful reading. Reach for the stars. I think you have no problem with that, but this kind of tells me that keep going in the direction that you're going. Know that you're able to reach for the stars. Like, the world is your oyster. Yeah. You are a star. Pile number 4. You are a star. So I'm going to leave your reading there. I hope you got something out of it. I hope something resonated. Please feel free to leave in the comments if something resonated. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you like my style of readings, my energy, feel free to subscribe so you guys can see my future videos.